have Joe DeSantis coming up right now. Give Joe DeSantis a hand.
Thank you. Continuity here. I'm not going to do comedy tonight. I want to read a Christmas story I wrote.
Nice.
I do writing on the side. It was right before Christmas, and Santa Claus broke up with Mrs. Claus at his most busiest time of year. A time of year he counts on Mrs. Claus for love and support. And she stops talking to him. And when he tried to work things out, Mrs. Claus just gaslit him through text messages and false innuendos. Plus, on top of that, Mrs. Claus always said that she wanted kids, but Santa wasn't sure if that's what he wanted, because he wasn't sure if that's what she really wanted, even though that's what she said she wanted. Because she got a lot of Botox and some of it got in her brain, and she would yell at Santa, and Santa would yell back, "Why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like this?" Probably because Santa said that she looked the same with the Botox, but what Santa probably meant was that she looked good without it too. And on top of that, she was constantly flying back to Manhattan to go do these fashion shows. And they were picking up steam, and he was worried if Mrs. Claus wasn't home anymore, and he wasn't home too, who was going to take care of this kid? And Santa wanted a baptized kid, and Mrs. Claus was a Jew. So that made things even more complicated. Plus, Mrs. Claus always said she loved him, but he never quite believed her. plus, Santa had his problems of self-doubt and thoughts of wanting to die just once in a while, because winter gets depressing, depression goes up, statistically speaking or whatever. But he was fixing it. He was in therapy and trying to make it better, while trying to make her happy too at the same time. Shit's hard, man. Then one day, out of the blue, Santa sees this post on Facebook saying that Mrs. Claus was in the emergency room. And he knew Mrs. Claus was diabetic, so he got in his sled early for the first time in 20 years. Last time was with Mrs. Claus when they had a pre-Christmas date night or some shit. And Mrs. Claus would make her special diabetic cookies that Santa kind of liked, to eat too. But anyway, he got in his sleigh early and did 90 from the North Pole all the way down to St. Vincent's in Manhattan. And met her in the emergency room, only to find her sitting, relaxing, looking like she was about to get a mani or pedi. And he looked like he needed the emergency room more than she did. Then they go back to Mrs. Claus, her apartment, because they had an apartment. They had they would go to she had an apartment in the West Village, and after Christmas they needed a break, so they would spend after Christmas. They would take a break and visit New York. So they go back there, and Santa reveals something about when he went to the hospital to go see his dad, but he didn't make it because his dad was already dead. But anyway, it triggered him in that moment, and he got emotional and cried, sort of. Not really, a little bit, just a little bit. He didn't cry a lot, no. Something Santa couldn't do at his dad's funeral, because I don't know, he was blocked or some shit emotionally. And then him and Mrs. Claus made passionate love. And Mrs. Claus told him how much she cared about him, and Santa thinks things aren't okay yet, but maybe, just maybe, they could work on it. But little did he know he already lost Mrs. Claus. She was already gone. And Mrs. Claus told him how much she cared about him, and Santa thinks things aren't okay yet, but maybe, just maybe, they can work on it. They could fix things. But didn't realize Mrs. Claus just wanted an emergency room quickie, and wanted to get back with Santa or even wanted to be with him ever. In fact, Santa thought all that this wasn't real. It was a simulation. Mrs. Claus never really loved him to begin with. There might have never even have been a Mrs. Claus. In fact, he wasn't even sure he was even real. Whoa. Santa was struggling to believe that in Santa. But he had to stay in it to see, because the chance it could be real was far too great. But no matter what, he still delivered. It might not have been as good as those Christmases with Mrs. Claus. In fact, he was worse before he got better. But when he got better, he was way better, faster, stronger, fatter, more self-aware, better than even the best times, even with Mrs. Claus. Because Mrs. Claus was a covert narcissist and a control freak. Guys, it's gonna be a fucked up Christmas. It's gonna be cold, it's gonna be dark, but we're gonna get through it. Alright? And we're gonna come back next year better than ever. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm working on that. But alright, I guess I got a minute up here. Yeah, the holidays are good, guys. They're good, you know? You know what's great about breaking up with a girl around the holidays? You know what's good about that, right? Yeah, it's her birthday. And Christmas. Dude, I'm gonna be a millionaire this Christmas. I'm not gonna spend money on a thing. It's gonna be great, guys. I'm putting this out as an ebook. So, yeah, look out for it, all right? Mrs. Claus never really loved him to begin with, but he had to stay in it to see, because of the chance. Yeah, let me get another. Because of the chance it could be real was far too great. But that wasn't about me. That was about Santa, all right? And if anybody says anything different around here, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to roast your ass. You guys have been great. Keep it going for Dean, all right? Thank you. Mrs. Claus said that she loved him, but he never quite believed her. Plus, Santa had his problems of self-doubt and thoughts of wanting to die that flooded his mind this time of year just once in a while, because winter gets depressing, and depression goes up this time of year, statistically speaking. Yeah.
Do you want me to have this face you?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Here, I got you.
No, wait.
We're gonna flip it.
Okay.
Maybe, just maybe they could work on it. But little did he know, he already lost Mrs. Claus. He was already gone. She was already gone.
Santa is a toxic relationship. That's a lot. I never thought. I don't want to be a part of that.